Everyone, not a video I expected to make, but I still think this is an important video to make, not just for myself, but for you guys as well. So this video is good for me in the long term to see my progress, how I'm going, but it might be inspiring for some of you, and it could be educational for those that are trying to help me improve and get better on my fitness journey. So that's the purpose of this video. I hope that you guys find it informative. In this video, I'm really just going to be going over my current workout routine. And then for those of you that are wondering, I'll very quickly go over my fitness journey up to this point. So let's go ahead and go to the very beginning, right? I was in high school when I started going to the gym, just coming out of it, right? Like 17 years old. Up to that point, I had played in rock band, but I never really did any sports, right? I just played the drums for a lot of rock bands, which got me some stamina, but didn't get me any strength. At some point, I wanted to be more happy with my physique. I was a very, very skinny 16, 17-year-old. I hardly ate, right? So I didn't really take that stuff into account. I didn't think it was as important until I got older in life. That's what encouraged me to start going to the gym. Luckily, I had a great cousin that showed me the ropes. Not everybody has this. Some people go to the gym blind. Some people go to the gym without someone to guide them. I luckily had that one person. What we started off with initially, and this is something that most newbies started off with, and I'll explain why in a moment, is a full body routine. When you start a workout routine, you want to stick with it for about at least 3 to 6 months, right, before changing it up. Mainly because you want to see if it works out for you, but also because you're not going to see the results right away, and this was very hard for me to grasp personally. However, once you get past that, it's inspiring to see how much you grow over time. So that's why it's important to stick with one workout program for a while. So the one I started off with was with a full body program. Essentially, that means you exercise each body part in the same day, like 3 times a week. I just needed to get the basics done, so I did one exercise for each body part. So I started off doing this full body routine. I stuck with it for 3 to 6 months. Unfortunately, this was something that, while it was very easy to maintain because you only went 3 times a week, I found myself skipping the gym at this very early stage, just because I was still at that stage where, I just wanted the results already, right? And I didn't enjoy going to the gym quite yet when I was about 17, 18. I kind of just wanted, especially because I was so insecure about being the new guy at the gym and feeling so weak compared to everyone around me, right? So, of course, I'm gonna feel a little bit insecure. I wanna get past this stage, and I didn't really enjoy going to the gym. There was so much I didn't know in the very beginning. However, I still made progress in that 3 to 6 months. I started to see genuine good progress, and that motivated me for the next year or so. After that, I had graduated high school, and I went and tried a different program. And this is when I went and tried the upper lower split. Now, this is a 4 time a week program, but the reason why I wanted to do this program was because I was starting to get to a point, and you will experience this as a newbie lifter, where, full body 3 times a week, especially as you learn, okay, I have to work out till failure and all this stuff. You begin to learn that these workout sessions will get really long because I'm working out my entire body. Eventually, at that point, I went to the upper lower split, and this was the point where I started to see a big difference in my legs. Now, I don't have the hugest legs even to this day, but I do have a much better foundation on my legs than I would have if I continued down that path of, skipping legs. There's some people that skip legs all the way till age 25, and then they start doing that, and it looks so weird, and you're trying to catch up. And luckily, I figured that out by age 18, 19, that was something I needed to take into priority. So it was good for a while. However, with the upper lower split, the thing is that you need to go at least 4 times a week. Reason being is when you're doing a full body routine, you're working out the entire body 3 times a week. So you're always going to be consistent. Like, everything's going to get worked out. Even though my legs were exhausted by the end, I was always going to get every body part was going to be worked out that week. The thing with upper lower is that, say I, for some reason, wanted to do upper, lower, upper, and then just skip the next lower day, my upper body definitely got more work than my lower body that week, and it starts to be a little bit uneven. And you could see why this would be a problem, especially at this point in my life. I wasn't training as consistently as I should have. I thought I was, but in hindsight, looking back now, especially now in my later 20s, right, I know that I could have done better. I know I could have been more consistent And I think we can all look back at our earlier days when we work out and always say that we could have gone harder, right? We think we were going really hard, but we weren't. And you just have to be honest with yourself, especially if you're at a stage where you think you're doing really well, but you're not seeing the progress you want. You're probably not going as hard as you should. It's not the only reason, but it's probably a big reason. It's important to actually take the time to really figure out what works for you in your lifestyle, what works for you at this moment. Some people work full-time jobs and want to go to the gym and maybe they have a family at home and they want to go to the gym as little as possible, but still want to be consistent. Full body could work as long as you're doing it correctly. Again, I was a lot younger at this point, so I'm still figuring things out. So 19, 20, 21, before I was watching, fitness YouTubers and stuff and still figuring it out just on my own, just from like Reddit posts and everything. I started seeing some progress upper lower with my legs, but my upper body was starting to struggle a little bit because I was skipping some upper workouts. So what would happen eventually is I would move to something called push-pull legs. Now this was a split I did for quite a long time. I would say up until maybe last year. So the last 3 to 4 years, between the ages of like 22 to 26, I was doing push-pull legs. At this point in my fitness journey, I was thinking, okay, well, like, I'm not gonna be a bodybuilder. That's not my goal. My goal is just to be happy with the way I look, right? But I also want to make sure that I make the most out of my workouts, right? So if I kill my chest and triceps with all the pushing movements, then I can give that like 2 to 3 days rest. So I really liked the push-pull legs routine, even though I didn't do it 6 times a week. I did it 4 to 5. On a long-term basis. If you're looking at fitness as a long-term goal, like very long, then we want to say that even if you're not always consistent with your routine, as long as you're going 4 times a week, I would say 4 times, 5 times a week, you will make some progress. It might not be the fastest, most optimal progress that you could be making, but you're still making progress. You're still doing so much better. As long as every session you have, you really kill it. And that's what push-pull legs allowed me to do. Every session I had, I felt like I was getting sore every single time. I felt like I was killing it at the gym every single time. And the biggest change I made is I've actually been working 5 to 6 times a week now. And the biggest contributing factor to that is that I finally have enough equipment at home to have a home gym. If you could do this, totally do this. If you can't, don't worry about it. Some people just love going to the gyms. You just gotta be honest with yourself and everything. So what works for me now is I can go 5 to 6 times a week because I just have little to no excuse at this point, because my gym is literally like 10 steps away. I have no excuse not to go to the gym like at least 5 to 6 times a week. So I've been going 5 to 6 times a week now. With that being said, my current split is it's a split that I'm trying. I wasn't sure if I wanted to really try it out, but I was like, hey, you know what? I've been doing push-pull legs consistently for 3 to 4 years, right? Now that I have this home gym, I thought, you know what? Now that I can be more consistent, what's the most optimal workout for me that I could try and still have a good time working out? And that was it was like an Arnold split. If I can't remember the name of it, if I remember it, I'll put it over here or something. Essentially, it's chest back one day, so like the torso area, your entire arm, so shoulders, bicep, tricep one day, which is what I did today, which is really fun, and then your entire legs another day. So this is how the routine looks like for what I do now. On day 1, I do chest and back. Now, what does that entail? So I'm doing pull-ups, which I actually getting very good at now. I could do like a set of 10 now, so that's really good. Chin-ups, just because, eventually I run out of steam on pull-ups, so I do the chin-ups to kind of like pull me upwards. But with that, I still do the foundational like incline bench press and chest fly. Those are the 2 exercises I do for that, and I still push as hard as I can. But I'm thinking my chest at this moment, I'm doing like a maintenance on it, not really focusing on it as hard as I used to. Like I already built a great foundation for my chest, which is great, but I need to build up the rest of my body, my physique. I want that, and the wider shoulders and the larger back. So the next day, I actually do legs. Reason being is because when I do chest and back, I do use my arms a little bit, so I want to give that a day to rest. So I'll do chest and back, then legs, and then arms. Legs, I do traditional squats, right? My legs have a really good foundation. That's always first in my leg routine. I always start with squats because nothing builds legs better than squats. I could tell you from experience. I know there's that meme with that one famous bodybuilder that says like nothing beats squats.
Nothing's like squats. You can do leg presses, but why? Why do an inferior movement? Why do a movement that looks good, but it produces hardly any results?
But it's true. I've done leg press for years. I did leg extensions and everything else but squats for a while. The moment I introduced squats to my workout, my legs grew by so much. And then after that, I do calf raises. So I'll do calf raises because even though, you can't improve your calves too much, that's still something you can improve little by little every single day. Finally, I do Romanian deadlifts, but I do them with dumbbells for now. Just because I find that actually for me it's nice to go between dumbbells and barbells, so that's what I've been doing, Romanian deadlifts. But yeah, my hamstrings, I'm feeling them actually today since I just did legs yesterday. It works. That's all I can say. It definitely hurts, but I've noticed significant improvements once I introduce that to my workout routine. I do that twice a week. So, and then arms, finally arms. So that's shoulders, triceps, biceps, all that stuff. First off, I go with bicep curl. That's the second thing I want to work on, but that's the thing I want to get out of the way, because I feel like bicep curls is what fatigues me the most. So I always start with bicep curls, 5 sets. After that, I will do shoulder press, because I just feel like that works out the shoulders really well. I do it with dumbbells. And after that, I will do tricep extensions with one arm. I was so used to doing it with both arms for so many years, and that really helped. But now I'm trying to do it with one arm because I realize that one arm is a little stronger than the other, so I want them to be a little bit more even. Another part of my body on my arms I'm trying to work on my forearms, they're not as big as they should be. So I'm doing wrist curls there, and then I always close it off with just doing as many lateral raises as I can. That is my current workout split and my workout history. It'll be fun to make an update video 3 to 6 months down the line just to see how much I've grown. If you want me to make videos on fitness, let me know. This is a very experimental type of video for me, but it was fun to make. I think it's important for me to post on the channel just because, it can inspire somebody to start working out. It can help me in my journey. Someone can that's more educated than me can actually tell me what I need to do more, right? I just want to fit nicely in my clothes, and when I put a shirt on, I just want to look good. That's my goal. It was so fun to make this video. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you found this video helpful. I don't expect it to get a lot of views, but I think it's gonna help a few people. And even if it doesn't help, 100, 200 people, again, I'm not a fitness channel, so as long as it helped a couple people and also myself down the line, that's all that matters to me. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.